Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a first impressions review and 2 tutorials on the new Wet n Wild collection. This is with Sanrio. It's My Melody and Kuromi. So I bought the big box. You can actually buy this entire box, and I was so shocked at how big this was when I got it in the mail. It kind of just feels like a nice little PR package. So I just went ahead and bought the whole collection for you guys since it was Wet n Wild. It wasn't too expensive, and I really wanted to review this and try it out. It just looks so cute. I have to say I'm a big fan of Sanrio, specifically Hello Kitty. I used to have a giant Hello Kitty collection. I still love Hello Kitty so much. I haven't really gotten into many of the other Sanrio characters, but I figured since this was Sanrio and it was just adorable, I would pick it up to try. So I was able to get the full box set on Ulta. It was so weird. It randomly released the whole collection on Ulta one evening, and then it was gone in like seconds. I think they mistakenly put it up with all the items individually. So yeah, you can buy these items individually. And then a couple days later, they had this PR box up, which sold out like immediately, and went back in stock, sold out again. So I don't know if it's like supposed to be on there or not, or if it keeps getting mistakenly released, but you should be able to still get this on some other sites too. So yeah, I paid $64.99. I'll link it down below if I do find it in stock anywhere. I did find some info online. I'm not sure 100% how accurate this is. I did see that this officially launches on the Wet n Wild website the 21st of July. So we still got some time, so you can kind of decide for my video if you think you would like this collection or not, and maybe Ulta will restock it again. It says it's going to be in Ulta stores as well soon, so double check that if you guys are able to shop in store. It's also coming to Walgreens, CVS, and Target online. So I think the Target had it and then it sold out. I don't know what the deal is, if they're actually selling out. It seems weird that it would to me, or if they're just not supposed to have it up. I don't know, but I did get the box, and we're going to go over everything in here. I'll go over individual prices as well. So here is the inside. It looks so cute. It literally looks like a legit PR package. The inside says, "Transcending ages and love for generations, Sanrio steps into the Wet n Wild spotlight in a bold My Melody and Kuromi collection that will have everyone feeling naughty and nice." So yeah, I guess My Melody is like the nice one. Kuromi is like the gothic naughty one. So there's something like with each of them in the collection. So first up we have the eyeshadow palettes. So this is the My Melody palette here. It is so stinking cute. So we got kind of the fun bright pinks. It just kind of screams happiness. These also do have a scent. I realized, I was like, is it supposed to smell like that? But it smells like artificial strawberry. I kind of like it. It's very strong though, like I could still smell it on my eyes as I'm wearing it, but I did want to mention that. But I do enjoy the scent. It has the shade names on the back here, and I'll go ahead and insert the swatches for you. So there is a mixture of both shimmers and mattes. Some of the shimmers honestly feel almost wet to the touch. I was really impressed with the formula on some of those. The palettes are retailing for $9.99 a piece. This is the Kuromi one, which is more of that dark gothic palette. That's the one I have on my eyes now, but I did do a look with each one that I will show you. So this one has some fun purples. There is some pops of yellow in there, which is nice since they are like complementary colors. But yeah, super cute. Here's the shades on the back, and these do have little designs on the inside. Like this one has little skulls on it, and the My Melody had little hearts, which was so cute. Next up in the collection, we have the blush palette. This one is the Blushlighter Palette. So I think it's supposed to kind of have the same formula as their blush lighters that they have individually. So this one has 2 shades for My Melody, 2 shades for Kuromi. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't really know how to pronounce Kuromi, but that's just my guess. So there's the 2 highlights and the 2 blushes there, and I will insert swatches for you. This one does have that scent as well. Let's go into the lip product. So there's a matte liquid lipstick for each character and a lip gloss. So this one is called Sweetie Pie, and it's so cute. It even has the little hearts on top. They really killed it with this packaging. This is a neon pink, and that's what it looks like swatched. It has intense pigment for being a cheaper liquid lipstick. This is going to retail for $4.99 for the mattes and the glosses each. This is the gloss in Oh My, and these have a lot of sparkle to them. This one's kind of a rose gold. That is Oh My. For the Kuromi shades, we have the shade Goth Girl, which is this deep purple. That's the one I have on my lips right now. Definitely a vampy shade. It's really cool. And then the gloss, I also have that paired on top for extra sparkle. This is in Lil Miss Punk, which looks like that at the end. It's pretty clear with just some purple shimmer to it. There is 2 brushes in the collection, which are adorable. First up, we have this blush and highlight brush, which I did test out. So this is what it looks like, and it has this really pretty confetti on the inside that moves around. I think it is so cute. So you get the blush brush and the highlighter brush. The brushes are going to be $9.99 each. And then we also have this shadow brush. So there's a blend, like a crease one, and then just like a flat brush like this, and it still has that same like confetti inside. Very, very cute. And then lastly, we have the makeup bag. So it's double-sided. We have Stay Sweet and then Make Trouble. Let's see, it has the little icons on top. Let's see what the inside is. I think it's just a plain black inside. And this retails for $8.99. So pretty good prices here with the collection. So now that I've kind of showed you everything, I want to go ahead and get into the looks I did. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use the My Melody palette for today's look. This palette does have names on the back, but I don't know, it's kind of confusing to look at those. So I'll probably just go by what the color is. So what I want to do first is I'm going to take... Let's try this yellow out and put that into the crease, see how it is. I know drugstore yellows can kind of be a little iffy pigment-wise. So that's going in and adding the color about 4 times. So that shade is pretty light. I don't know if I'll use that one a ton in the palette. Let me see if I can replicate it on this side. I'm going to go into a little bit of this pink. It's the lighter pink in the palette. And also place this in the crease, maybe towards more of the outer part. Next, I'm going to take the more hot pink in the palette and put that in the outer corner. That's kind of that built up into the outer corner. These shades are pretty sheer. They can build up to get the color, but it does take a bit of building. I'm going to use this purple in the palette and go along my lower lash line with it. Next, I'm going to go into the shade here. I have a wet brush here, and I'm going to put this on the lid. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm going to do for the eyes for this look. Kind of testing out some of those brighter colors in the palette. I'm going to go ahead and put on my concealer. And I'm just going to do regular mascara today for something a bit lighter. And then we'll try some other products. Okay, so here's how the eyes came out. I'm not super impressed with like the colors. I have some patchiness going on. I would say definitely the best part is the shimmers. I do want to pop a little bit of this champagne in the inner corner, just as a little highlight here. That looks super cute. Yeah, the shimmers are really pretty in this, but I do think the mattes could use a little more work, but overall it's just kind of a fun palette if you want like a light, almost pastel, pinky purple palette. So on the cheeks, we're going to try out this little Blushlighter Palette, which has some fun shades in it. I think this is so cute. There's 2 highlights, 2 blushes, and I'm going to use the this brush as well, which kind of has a blush side, and this side you could probably use for a highlighter. So for this look, we'll go ahead with the light pink. I'll probably try out the darker pink tomorrow. So let's try out this brush as well. I have a little bit of bronzer on right now already. Okay, so that actually was really pigmented. I'm going to try and blend that out. I feel like this brush too picks up actually more product. I usually use something a little bit lighter on the face. It's kind of hard to spread the product out with this type, but if you pat it in, it does work. But I don't know if it would be something I use for like an everyday kind of blush brush. And then we'll try the highlight. I'll just go ahead and do that one that's right next to it. And Wet n Wild highlighters are always like insanely pigmented. And I actually have like their blush lighters, and Yeah, you definitely get that pigmentation. This color in particular kind of leaves a lot of gold sparkle to the face. So it can look a bit dark if you have more fair skin since it's more of that gold. Next, I'm going to try one of the liquid lips. For the My Melody ones, there's like a hot pink liquid matte lip color and also this kind of peachy gloss. So I guess we'll go ahead and use both. Yeah, these are insane. Such a pretty bright pink color, and it has so much pigment. That was like basically one swipe onto the lips. There's no patchiness. Let me add some of this gloss. This one's called Oh My. And this is basically on here, it just kind of looks glittery. So this is the first look, just kind of trying out the My Melody stuff in the collection. And then for my next one, which I'll film tomorrow, it'll be in the same video obviously, I'm going to try out kind of a deeper vampy look with the Kuromi side, which hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm not super familiar, but I think it's Kuromi. Okay guys, so now we are going to test out the Kuromi side, which is kind of the deeper, more vampy side of the palette. There's a lot of purples in here, so let's see what we can come up with. I'm also going to use this brush because I forgot to use it in the last one that comes with the collection as well. So fun. It has this flat side and a crease brush, but I think I'm going to start with something a little bit more fluffier. Yeah, I'm going to use this really big fluffy blending brush first. So let's see, what shall we do with this? I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with this brown in the crease. I'm assuming it's gonna be lighter than what it is in the pan since the other shadows were kind of like that in the My Melody palette. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this out. Yeah, that's pretty light. Alright, next we'll take this blending brush and I'm going to go ahead and use this matte purple and just take that on here and also build that into the crease as well. That one definitely didn't show up as much as I thought, so let me get some more color on here. Let me see if adding this purple will make it any darker or what's going to happen. I'm not sure. That didn't really do much. So since that was kind of a fail, I'm going to go ahead and go in with this black into the outer corner. I'm just going to use that same brush. Oh, the black is not bad. That one actually is pretty good. And it blends out really easily. I do like this brush. I think this is a really nice one. The crease brush seems to be working well. It's great for doing like the outer corner and really building up that product. I'm gonna take this like purpley sparkle shade here and use this blending brush. This color pretty much looks black on the eyes. Like once you kind of dip into it, you can kind of see that purple fades off and it's more of like a deeper black under there. I actually kind of want to blend some purple onto that, so let's take this shimmery purple with the skull and see if we can blend that underneath. And yeah, we'll definitely clean this up with concealer because this is going to be messy. Yeah, I like that better. I added a little bit more purple to it. Now this kind of flat brush is a little bit bigger than what I would usually use for a shimmer, but we're going to try it out. We'll wet my brush again. And I'm going to try out this color because it is really speaking to me. And we'll put this on the inner portion. Yeah, I don't usually use these big ones because I just like to be a little bit more precise. This is something I would use like to set my eye primer and just use like a powder over it. But I'm just going to kind of set that down and then I'll use my finger to kind of blend it a bit more. Wow, that's really pretty. Okay, so just going back in with my blending brush, blend those together. Alright, so this is the eyes. I feel like I definitely like this look a lot better than yesterday's. I think because I tried that yellow and it just, I don't know, it wasn't my favorite. So let me go ahead and do my concealer, and then I'll be right back. Okay, surprise, I also put lashes on. I just felt like it would go with this look really well since this one is a bit more dramatic looking, and I feel like it really completes the look. So I actually really like this. I think it came out pretty nice. So let's go ahead and do the other colors in the cheek palette. Now, I personally thought that cheek brush was a bit much for me, especially since I'm going to be using this darker purple blush. So I'm just going to go in with my regular blush brush. I do prefer something like this. It's really fluffy from Luxie. So I'm just going to dip into that. I'm so nervous how this is going to come out. This blush works so much better with a less dense brush. This one put on a little bit too much product. And I can already tell that even though this blush is super dark, it's not going on that dark at all. So I like to go light and then build it up. And then let's try out the highlighter. I don't mind this for the highlight brush. I feel like that's pretty good. It does disperse a lot of product though, so if you want a lighter highlight, then I would go for more of a fluffy brush, but that's a pretty one. I think I like this highlight better than the one we used yesterday, because that one was a little bit too gold. This one has more of those pink undertones, which I feel like look better on my skin tone because I have a pink or cool undertone, so it's not as drastic as that one looked yesterday. And then once again, there is 2 lip colors in this collection. A matte liquid lip called Goth Girl, and then the lip gloss is called Lil Miss Punk. And that is everything tried on from the collection. Let me know down below which look was your favorite. Look number 1 with the My Melody, or the look number 2 with the Kuromi stuff. Right, so now that you've seen the looks, I've kind of went over everything. I want to give just my thoughts on the products. So with the palettes, I'm kind of in between on these. I mean, they are like 10 bucks. And they are drugstore, so you can't be expecting like super high-end quality with them. I really did like the look I did today with this Kuromi palette. I feel like it came out really nice. I would probably prefer this one over the My Melody, which is surprising because I do like these kind of tones more, but I just feel like this one, sorry, quality-wise was a bit better with the purples. But I have to say, like the mattes, they just seemed really light, so you don't really get that super rich color payoff off the bat. It's pretty light, but they do blend out nicely. Like working with the black in this palette was a breeze, I have to say, but you don't expect like the full like pigmentation as you would from like a higher end palette. So I'm kind of in between on these. I thought that the shimmers performed really nicely. They're super pigmented, but like comparing with, let's say, some of my eyeshadows from ColourPop, I think I do prefer the ColourPop formula, but if I'm comparing to like, let's say, Essence or Maybelline CoverGirl, I prefer this formula from Wet n Wild. So it's kind of in between on the drugstore end towards the top performance-wise. So I think if you really do like kind of a lighter wash of color, I think you would really like these palettes. If you're not really into color that much, I think these are really easy to use and you can create some beautiful looks with them. But yeah, it's definitely not perfect. It has some work since these are cheaper palettes. Their formula is not the best with like the mattes in here, but overall they're okay. This cheek palette I do really enjoy. I thought this was gorgeous. The blushes are beautiful in here. I didn't care for the brush. I think I mentioned that. I'm not a big fan of this brush. It applies too much blush on the cheeks. I like a lighter kind of finish, and when I used this, it was a little bit too pigmented. And then this highlighter brush, it didn't work the best for highlight. It's a little bit too big. I do prefer something a bit more diffused, so I wasn't a big fan of that cheek brush, but like the highlighters in here were really pretty. This one showed like really gold on the cheeks, so these kind of have a lot of color to them, so you have to be into like a really glittery, colorful highlight. As you can see, like mine looks pink and the other one looked like straight up gold on the cheeks, but I think they're really beautiful, and the blushes I really liked as well. Even this darker shade, it wasn't that bad on me, so I really like the cheek palette. That might be my favorite thing. The lips, I want to talk about the liquid lipsticks. I was really impressed with this formula. I think I've tried Wet n Wild liquid lipsticks a while ago. Color wise, these were full on pigment right away. Even with these bright neon colors, it can be hard to do that, and they were pretty comfortable, and these do last on the lips. Like it actually stained my lips. That's how pigmented they were, so I was fairly impressed by those. I don't really love them paired with the glosses. I would kind of wear this color by itself just to keep it matte because I don't really really like these dark colors like as a shiny lipstick that can get all over the place. So I'll have to test these on their own, but to me they just kind of seem like a lot of glitter. I'm not a huge fan of these glosses. And then the eyeshadow brush, I thought this was actually really nice. I really like this. I would recommend picking it up. The crease brush was really good for doing the outer corner. And then this one, it's not the best for lid shadow, but it works. I would use this to kind of set my eye primer with like a powder. So that's kind of my thoughts on this collection so far. I wanted to get this video up for you guys so you can kind of decide if it's something you want to get or not. I think it's a fun way to experiment with color, but it's definitely more of a collector's item if you guys are into Sanrio, and just for the whole cuteness of it. It's adorable. I'm pretty sure this is going to be limited edition, so it won't be around that long. If you want to play with color at a cheaper price, I think this would be a good option. So that is kind of my thoughts on this collection so far. You guys will have to let me know if you were able to pick this up. If you plan to, I'm super curious. I'll try to keep you guys updated. Like on my Instagram, I always post like if something's in stock, so I will let you guys know. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye guys.